The judge's gavel slammed down with the authority of someone used to control, power, and unquestioned obedience. Marcus Kane sat at the defendant's table, hands cuffed, eyes locked on the man who had spent years building a reputation for corruption and ruthlessness. "You'll rot in my prison before anyone hears your side," Judge Harold Beckett sneered. His voice cold, dripping with self-assured malice. The courtroom murmured in shock. Marcus's heart pounded, a mix of fear and calculated determination. He knew he was walking a tightrope, but this was only the beginning. "Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who is listening." Marcus wasn't just another man caught in a system stacked against him. He'd spent months meticulously preparing, learning the inner workings of the court, tracking the judge's abuses, and quietly gathering evidence. His hands may have been bound, but his mind was free calculating, alert, and several steps ahead. Dust motes shimmered in the sunlight, streaming through the tall windows, drifting like silent witnesses to the tension that suffused the room. Each whispered speculation, each hesitant glance fed the atmosphere like the slow crackle of electricity before a storm. Judge Beckett leaned back, confident, smug. He had been untouchable for years, burying inconvenient truths, silencing voices, and using his power as a weapon. Marcus could see the arrogance radiating off him, the same arrogance that had trapped countless innocents before. But Marcus also knew something Beckett would never anticipate. The trap had already been set. The courtroom officers approached, ready to escort Marcus to the holding cell, their movements deliberate and precise. Each step echoed through the chamber, a subtle drumbeat of impending chaos. Marcus's eyes flicked toward the gallery, where silent witnesses, friends, advocates, and those who had suffered under Beckett's rulings watched with bated breath. Their whispers were like soft wind through the trees, stirring anticipation and fear, yet also carrying the unspoken hope that justice could be restored. As he was led away, Marcus felt the weight of his vulnerability, but he also felt the sharp edge of purpose. This was a test of patience, intellect, and courage. He recalled every slight, every corrupt ruling, every time Beckett had hidden behind his robe to mask cruelty with legality. Every detail mattered. Every moment was a stepping stone toward the inevitable revelation. The journey to the holding cell was tense, the air heavy with the scent of polished wood, old paper, and the faint temps of sweat. Marcus's mind was a whirlwind of plans and contingencies. He had anticipated every possible move, the guards' rotations, the judge's tendencies, the timing of each courtroom procedure. And he had a secret ally. Someone inside the system who had quietly supplied key pieces of information that could turn the tide in an instant. Back in the courtroom, Judge Beckett returned to his bench, unaware of the silent storm brewing just beneath the surface. He felt invincible, untouchable, certain that Marcus Kane's fate was sealed. The spectators shifted uncomfortably, sensing a tension that went beyond the typical courtroom drama. A strange stillness fell over the room, punctuated only by the faint scratching of pens and the shuffle of papers. The calm before the storm, as Marcus had planned it. Then the moment came. Senior investigator stepped into the gallery, carrying irrefutable evidence, documents, recordings, and witness testimonies that revealed Beckett's pattern of corruption. The murmurs grew louder, eyes widening in disbelief. Marcus, escorted back into the room under guard, felt a surge of vindication as the tide of justice began to sweep through the chamber. The courtroom transformed from a place of fear to a stage of reckoning. Judge Beckett's face drained of color as the investigator laid out the evidence. Every lie, every abuse, every manipulation was exposed, thread by thread. Marcus's hands, once restrained, now felt free in spirit as he watched the man who had tried to bury him face the consequences of his actions. The moral tension was palpable. The audience questioned the nature of authority, the thin line between law and corruption, and the courage it takes to fight for truth. The judge's gavel fell again, but this time not in authority, only in stunned silence. Officers moved to detain Beckett, his former confidence replaced with visible fear. Marcus remained calm, the storm having passed, his patience and courage rewarded. The whispers of the gallery swelled into quiet applause, the kind that spoke of relief, validation, and the enduring power of justice. Marcus stepped toward the exit, his eyes briefly meeting those who had watched silently from the sidelines. The sunlight streamed in, illuminating dust particles dancing like tiny stars. Each one a testament to resilience, strategy, and moral fortitude. Justice, he realized, does not always roar. It sometimes moves quietly, calculatedly, and inevitably. Because courage doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. Outside, Marcus breathed deeply, the weight of the courtroom replaced with the light of victory. Beckett's reign had ended, not with brute force, but with intelligence, patience, and unwavering resolve. The streets outside seemed brighter, lighter, the air charged with the quiet reminder that those who wield power unjustly will always face the consequences. If Marcus Kane's story moved you, leave a comment sharing your thoughts. And make sure to subscribe for more stories that prove that justice, courage, and strategy always find their way home.